I hope everyone's 2021 is going well so far. I thought in light of recent trends that it would be fun to chat for a little bit about sea shanties for those like me who are excited about this new trend. Sea shanties have been around for hundreds of years. They have been used to keep time while sailors are working. Shanties would be started by a shantyman, and he would kind of call them, and the sailors would repeat back, and they would keep time so that everybody was in rhythm while they were working on the ship. Most of the sea shanties that we have are from the 19th century, the mid-19th century. And actually, most of the songs that have been going around social media lately aren't real shanties, though they borrow some aspects, like the rhythm, from those shanties. Most of the songs going around are different types of sea songs. Ones that the sailors would sing when they weren't on duty. Shanties you wouldn't usually sing while you were off duty. They were strictly used for working. Now, you won't see a ton of shanties in my work, unless maybe I venture into the Victorian era, because shanties, the ones that we know, really started popping up around 1830. Previous to that, in the Georgian era, the Royal Navy did not love sea shanties. I have been told that one of the reasons might be because it was kind of seen as unprofessional, and the Georgian era Royal Navy, especially when we get into like the Regency era, Napoleonic War time, they were all about discipline and professionalism. So the shanties didn't really have a place there. I've read that Lord Nelson definitely did not like the shanties, and kind of what Nelson did, everybody else followed. And with that, it kind of extended to the merchant navy. Most of the sailors at this time period were kind of in and out of the Royal Navy, especially because the Royal Navy was kind of hurting for sailors during the Napoleonic Wars. So they would press merchant sailors into service, especially the really good sailors. They'd press them into service. So most of the sailors, even in the merchant navy, had at least served some time in the Royal Navy, and the customs of the Royal Navy would sometimes kind of bleed over into the merchant ships. But while the shanties weren't super popular, sea ballads and other sea songs definitely were. In Georgiana's Secret, I have Dominic, who is the hero of the story, sing a sea song called Health to the Company. This song was around in the late 18th century and possibly earlier. The hard thing with these songs is a lot of them were passed on in an oral tradition, and so we don't necessarily know who wrote them or how long they had been around before they were actually written down. But Health to the Company was definitely around in the late 18th century. In fact, the tune for it was used in a popular American Revolutionary song. So it's at least been around since then. It was thought that this was a favorite among Irish immigrants to the United States. And the version that I have in Georgiana's Secret is actually one that I kind of assembled myself. I kind of picked the parts that I liked from the various versions and tweaked it a little bit. But that is kind of what happens when you have these songs that are passed down. People sing them the way that they like. My amazing brother, McKay Matheson, has recorded Health to the Company with the version that I have in Jordana's Secret. And I wanted to share that with you. So here he is singing it, and I have put it to some videos that I have taken. Most of them are in the Monterey Bay area. And then there's a couple of clips from my last visit to HMS Surprise in San Diego. It also features Lady Washington and Hawaiian Chieftain. So if you're a fan of Jordana's Secret, hopefully this is fun for you to hear the music that Dominic would have sung. And that's your historical detail.
Kind friends and companions, come join me in rhyme. Come lift up your voices in chorus with mine. Come lift up your voices, no grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. Here's a health to the company and one for my lass. Let us drink to good fortune, all out of one glass. Come lift up your voices, no grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. Here's a health to the dear lass that I love so well. For style and for beauty there's none can excel. There's a smile on her countenance as she sits on my knee, and there's no one in this wide world as happy as me. Here's a health to the company and one for my lass. Let us drink to good fortune, all out of one glass. Come lift up your voices, no grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. Our ship lies at harbor, she's ready to dock. I wish her safe landing without any shock. And if e'er I meet you by land or by sea, I'll always remember your kindness to me. Here's a health to the company and one for my lass. Let us drink to good fortune, all out of one glass. Come lift up your voices, no grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. For we may or might never